So this morning I'm creating more of this syrup. This is what I'm going to use to feed the bees to make sure that they're nice, happy, and healthy. Obviously, since it's the cold winter months or early spring months of March, it's not a lot of flowers and nectar out. So we have to supplement this by giving bees some nutrition. And I'm going to take this 12 cups of water and 6 pounds of sugar, and I'm going to make this 1-to-1 syrup that I'm going to use to feed my bees. Just bring it over like a medium high heat until just the sugar melts. I do not want to bring it to a boil. And then I'm just going to let it cool at room temperature. I'm technically going to store it in the refrigerator tonight and then pull it out a couple hours before I fill my division board feeders inside my house. So it's cooked just until it's pretty much transparent. I'm not letting it boil. I've actually shut it off. It was only just about 5 minutes. It really just came up to like a little bit above body temperature, and it dissolved all the sugar. And now I'm going to put this in a container, put it in the fridge, and like I said, pull it out when I'm going to feed my bees. About an hour before, so it can come through. So I have actually both styles of feeders here. So they do what they call like a baggy feeder, which is usually done in a gallon-sized bag, but I'm actually going to do one of each of these. Typically, you'd really just use, I would say, more or less one or the other. But to start my hive, it's going to be actually really chilly this weekend. It's going to be in the 30s, so I have to install them today. It's about 60 degrees out. I'm going to pick them up around noontime today. I'm going to put this 1-gallon feeder in each one of the hives. There's 2 here. It has this long kind of piece that the bees would crawl down inside. You fill this part up with the sugar liquid. Usually you'd fill it almost all the way, but with the cold temperatures, it was recommended to me from my beekeeping class that I fill it like a third of the way, because if it freezes, it's going to take the bees a lot of energy to flap their wings and warm up that liquid. So I'm also going to use, just as a fail-safe to make sure that I don't miss it, I don't open the hive correctly one of the days or I miss it. I don't want them to starve out, especially being so brand new and trying to really get going on creating the honeycomb. They need a lot of nutrition. So I'm going to use these bags, and I'm just using a quart-size bag. I filled it up with that sugar syrup that I made last night, and I'm just going to put a couple of pinholes at the top or a slit at the top and lay it across the frames in the corner away from the queen, so that I can have an added layer of nutrition so that I don't miss it by accident. I'm going to check on them pretty much every day, but when it gets really, really cold in the 30s, I don't really want to practice opening the hive, because that's going to cause some problems with their heat and body heat. I also have this small container here. It's a spritz bottle, and it's got just a little bit, like I want to say like a tablespoon of the sugar syrup in it, and then the rest water. This was suggested to me yesterday in my beekeeping course, that all what you want to do is get them used to cleaning each other off and calm them down when they're in that mesh-sided package that I'm going to show you in a little bit. That is something that they will fly around a little bit less to help them stay in their own hive. So it's kind of like a multi-purpose tool that you spritz them a little bit just to calm them down and to get them busy cleaning each other off, and not as much fly around like crazy when I dump the package out into the beehive today.